The automotive industry, when we take into consideration commercial clients, ordering pickups, vans, buses, and trucks. Of course, this is a market dominated by global players with significant economies of scale and multi-billion marketing investments made each year. So how does Tesla hope to penetrate a mature market and become a true global player? Well, it doesn't. Or at least, the company's not doing it directly. Tesla is the first major auto producer with complete focus on electric vehicles. There are two possible interpretations. One is to say that Tesla created a niche in the automobile industry market, which is certainly true. Or alternatively, we can consider that the market for electric vehicles is an industry of its own. Both points of view have their own merit. I personally prefer the second one. So, if we say that the electric vehicles market is an industry of its own, which would be its current stage of development, according to you? Introduction, growth, or maturity? Let's look at it like this. The introduction stage consists in technological stabilization and going through multiple product iterations to come up with a product version that is ready to be sold in mass production. Back in 2003, when Tesla was founded, the industry was clearly in its introduction phase. There were mostly low-speed, tiny electric vehicles around the world, but none of them could be compared to fossil fuel cars. Then, in 2008, Tesla released their first product, the Roadster sports car. The firm's strategy with the Roadster was to build an electric car by cheaply converting Lotus Elise chassis. Later on, Elon Musk claimed that this was a very wrong, his exact word was stupid, strategy, based on two false premises. First, it wasn't cheap to convert the Lotus Elise and use that as a car platform. And second, at the time, Tesla assumed they were going to be able to use technology developed by a company called AC Propulsion for the electric drivetrain and the battery. The problem was that the AC propulsion technology failed during production, and then the Lotus chassis were invalidated by the heavier weight of electric cars after adding batteries and electric motors. Everything had to be redone. According to Elon Musk, the final version of the Tesla Roadster had less than 7% of parts in common with any other existing device at the time, which means that all these parts were very expensive, as they were not produced at scale. These are precisely the types of product iterations that take place in the introduction phase of an industry, when the first mover player tries to come up with a stable version of the product. Later on, however, Tesla managed to introduce car models like Model S, Model X, and Model 3, delivering more than 100,000 vehicles of Model S and Model X in 2017. And we can now assume that the electric car industry is entering its growth stage of development. The price of electric cars is still high, as there are many customers who are price insensitive, and currently there are only a few good products offered on the market. This, of course, attracts interest from traditional car producers. Some of them, like BMW and Volkswagen, announced they will focus on electric vehicles and will introduce their first models in 2018 and 2019. Sales are expected to grow really fast over the next 5 to 10 years in the electric vehicle industry. Of course, Tesla's job is to claim a bigger portion of the pie and become profitable, especially if they would like to become the most compelling auto producer in the 21st century. Competition will be tough. But Tesla has several competitive advantages, given that it is a first mover in the electric vehicles market. It will certainly need such advantages. As Elon Musk pointed out very recently, the only previous U.S. car producer startup company that did not fail was founded 100 years before Tesla, the Ford Motor Company. In the history of American car companies, there are only two firms that have not gone bankrupt. That's Ford and Tesla.